And hello, you're back with Lord Fish, and welcome back all around the world, wherever you are. Good luck with your project, whatever you're working on. I'm sure you're gonna you're gonna succeed with some time and some effort. Today, we're just gonna add a little bit more details to the trailer, and if you guys would like another video, I got a pretty good response to the last one already. So I feel like there's going to be some people looking for more detail in this. So we're going to go a little farther. And if you'd like another one, we'll ask in the comments for a part 3. And we'll get into a part 3. I can see a few things that may give us some problems that we may have to shift the wheels. Oh, you know what? We may have to shift the wheels a little bit back, but I think it might work too. We might be all right. But let's just get started on some of these details. All right. So we're going to hit I, and we're just going to drag it in a bit. And then we're going to take this edge and try to match the side edge with the top edge. So they're both the same. You can take a little bit more time if you want to be more exact, then that's fine. We're going to hit E. We're going to right click, and this is all in edit mode. I should have mentioned that. I just jumped into it. Sorry about that. So after you right click to cancel the motion after E, you're just going to drag this edge in just like that. Okay. And when you click off it, you can see it just gives it a little bit more detail, and we'll be able to add a few more colors this way. We're going to have to do the same to the front, but we're going to have to just use our imagination because there's not really a way to match it otherwise. So when you think it's about right, click it. You can have a double check. You can see that one's a little bit bigger than this one, so if you need to, hold an angle on the side like this, and you're just going to hit I again. Just shrink it, shrink it, shrink it until it looks about the same as the other one. Somewhere around there. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to hit E again. I'm going to cancel the movement. And I'm just going to go to arrows and just move this in with the arrows because we're only doing one at a time here. Should be nice and easy. Make sure it matches your other edges. Looks pretty good to me. Imagine it looks pretty good to you. We could do the same for the back piece. It's obviously its own piece. We're going to have to get out of edit mode with tab and go back into edit mode after you've clicked on the back tailgate. And we're going to stay on faces. We'll grab both sides at once and we'll do both at once just to make sure that we match completely. If you'd like to do this, this is something you don't have to do. It's all up to you how you want to detail your items in your game, so you make sure you make it yours. If you like this detail, add it. If you don't, don't. All right, I'm just going to drag this in just a little bit. And I should explain that. I pushed E, right click to cancel, and then drag the sides in. And I should just explain that for it's nice and clear for everybody who's a little newer to Blender. So we've got a little bit more detail in our trailer already. There's a couple things I want to do still. One, trailers usually have a locking mechanism up here, so we're going to have to make some sort of mechanism to kind of symbolize, oh, we need to exit. And somebody did tell me, oh, I should point this out. Someone did mention that when you put modes in edit mode, you can still separate them by hitting L, P, selection, right? And when you go out edit mode, it will be its own thing, but it will be connected to those pieces. It'll have some things that you may not want, like a color scheme already set up to the piece, as you can see over here. And yeah, you can minus it, but you risk minusing it from everything. You're better off just going delete, in my opinion anyways. And I know other people may do it different ways, and that's completely fine if you do. But you're better off going delete and making a new piece just to eliminate some of the issues that might come along with trying to use a piece from the other way. All right. So that's my opinion anyways, and obviously, you know, some people might vary on that, and I totally understand if you have a different opinion. I'm not insulting you, and I'm not saying you're wrong. That's just how I do it. I believe it eliminates a lot of issues with trying to add a block in edit mode. It's just easier to just jump out and make it separate and make it its own entity. All right, so we're going to need some work on this guy. I don't know exactly how we're going to do this, but let's do this. We'll drag it down here, and then we'll make another one. And, oops. No, that'll be all right. That'll be all right. We'll put it right there. So now we're going to go to edges, and we're just going to grab this one, and we'll go to the arrows to move them over. And we're going to do something like this. We may have to erase some of these edges, or yep, We'll dissolve these edges actually, just to eliminate having crossover patterns when we're trying to smooth it out a bit. Dissolve the edge. And we'll just take out any edge we don't really need. So that would probably be the last one. Hopefully it holds its shape. And it didn't dissolve the one. Maybe I can't dissolve this one. Oh, there we go. So there we go. That's the basic shape that I'm looking for. It's going to be a little smaller, but let's go back in edit mode. We're going to highlight the whole thing with L, and then we're going to hit Control B, and we're just going to roll our mouse until we're satisfied with the shape and the look of the piece we're making. I think it's going to be something like that. We'll jump out edit mode, and we'll just make a few more adjustments. It's going to be more like that, and move it down a bit like this. And what we'll do is we'll probably leave it a loose piece, but the idea is that when you snapped it down, you would lock it down like so. So unlocked, locked down. All right, I want to undo that, sorry. So I'm just going to leave it there for now. There's our piece that we're going to need. We may have to make a mechanism to roll into. So maybe we'll try to come up with something real quick for that. And you're going to have to leave this as a loose piece for in your game. It's going to be a little easier to move it that way. You don't want it attached. So what we're probably going to have to do next is make a cylinder. And we'll drag it down. We'll flip-flop it. Why didn't that work? My numlock's not on, is it? Sorry about that, guys. Must have been game and I'm just jamming keys apparently. So something like this. And what we will do is we will take this piece, right? Let's make this smaller actually, something like that. We'll take this piece and we will duplicate it, and we'll just hit S and just make it slightly bigger. And then we're going to click the second piece with Shift, left click, Object, Bool, Difference. Okay, so now this one has a slight outcast of the shape. We just need to add one more piece, and I should have did that first actually. Let's go back. I think we got that second one still. This one looks like it's complete still. So I'm just going to hit Shift D to copy it. We'll stretch it out. And this can cause those same issues with the coloring when you copy an item as adding it in edit mode. So you need to be careful with that, but it's just a lot easier, which in my case it is. I'm just going to do it this way to make it a little easier. So I'm going to stick with this, but I wanted to give you that warning. And you go to color one of them, it'll probably color both, things like that. All right, so what am I making, you're wondering? Well, I'm going to make a piece here that looks like kind of like a bolt or something like that, or a locking pin for we look like we're locking this on either side of our little device. Try to do it quickly, and again, if you want more detail, we can go into a video 3, Shift D, and instead of just guessing or trying to line it up exactly over on their side, we can just go up here and backspace and pop it in exactly on their side, because we've kept on our axis the entire time. It's very important you keep on those axes, and these are the reasons. So this is our bigger one. This is this. Let's use this again and bool it again. All right, so now we got our little piece fits inside, as you can see. Perfect. Makes sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to you. It locks down when it turns. It may need to be a bit smaller, but let's make all of these. We're going to have to make that one. Oh, wait. I missed one. I got them all. I think so. So now that's one, right? You could always right-click to cancel a movement if you want to. Maybe we'll make this a little bit smaller. Let's do a little bit of adjustments here. We'll go that way a little bit. And maybe just a little bit that way. And we'll move it back down into position. And I think we're pretty good there. We need to color it, obviously. Probably go ahead and attach this to this. like that, and it'll color itself for now, and then we can just make a few adjustments to help color it better. So we already have our color palette because it's now attached to the other items, but we can do a few things, and even though it'll be looking like the same color, as long as you give it its own color, it'll still make a difference for when you add it in the game. So I'm just gonna make this black like that, and maybe we'll make this, I don't know, I don't want to do yet another gray, but all this metal work usually is those colors. So I don't know, we'll do a bluish, I don't know, it doesn't matter again. So there we go, that's now colored. This piece needs to stay separate. It should have its own color, but we can color it just for the look, for you get the idea. Something like that. And we'll go into edit, assign, there we go. Piece colored. Now that we've added those other side pieces, you can do the same on the inside if you'd like, by just doing one face at a time and trying to match them with the outside. I think the smoother look on the inside is actually better and the rougher look on the outside, but now that we've done it, we can go ahead and color some of these panels that we've done a different color just to give our trailer a better look. So maybe yet again we'll just add just another black because they're all metal colors and I don't know what else to do. I feel like this is a good color scheme. So something like that, and again it just makes your trailer look a little better. This back piece, make sure you're at edit mode and you click it and then go into edit mode. You should be able to do the same thing, but you got to do it separately because this is an opening door again, and you got to make sure that your opening pieces or your moving pieces aren't attached to your main frame. Well, in Unreal anyways. I don't know what you're using, but that's how Unreal works, so that's how I would do it. Alright, so we've added some detail, we've added our hitch. I don't know what's next. If you'd like to add some bolts coming through the tires, if you have anything specifically you would like to see, let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit a thumbs up today because it does make a difference in other people finding these videos and the work helping to make their games better and all that stuff, and having somebody relatable that you can listen to and learn from on Blender is just a good thing. So fire those thumbs up. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.